Hello everyone, welcome once again to Checkpoint. We are glad to have you here. Thank you for watching today and thank you for all you do for Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, the questions you ask. For this, we are indeed grateful. And because of all you do, our message is going further and reaching so many people. Thank you, and thank you once again. Today on Checkpoint, we have a very, very interesting topic and would like you to stay with us. Alright, today on Checkpoint, I have a very, very important topic that I would like to share with you, and it says 10 things every parent should teach their children. 10 things every parent should teach their children. We have found ourselves in a time and in an age where parents are so busy with work, busy with trying to cater for their children, for the family, and they forget the basic things they need to teach their children. Some time ago, in some communities, they would always say that it is the community that gets to teach the children what they should know. But now, in our sophisticated, very civilized and upskilled generation, what we find is that we see people who live almost secluded lives, because from the school they come to the house, there's no community input in the lives of these children. But we want to also let parents know that no matter how the system or the style you want to use in raising your children, there are basic things you need to teach these children. Our generation is changing, our times are changing, and the world around us is changing. And if we are going to be very relevant and strategic parents, there are some things we need to know, and there are some things we need to know how to do and teach, and equally teach our children, so they don't grow up and become an embarrassment to us. It is important that we teach our children some of these things, so that when they begin to grow, they will begin to exhibit all that we want them to exhibit and become better people, better individuals, who will in turn become better stakeholders in society. Alright, today I'd like to share with you the first thing that every parent should teach their children. Number one, every parent should teach their children how to pray and fellowship with God. Teach your children how to pray and fellowship with God. Listen to me, no matter where you find yourself, no matter the affluence surrounding you, no matter the kind of life you are living, no matter the kind of privileges that you have, we all need God. The high needs God, the low needs God, the rich needs God, the poor needs God. Each and every one of us need God in our lives. Teach your child how to pray and how to fellowship with God. It is important that you do this, because you cannot afford to become a spiritual giant as a parent and then have children who are spiritual dwarfs. Because a day and time will come when they will make decisions that will ultimately affect your life. They will make decisions that will ultimately change your life. So it is important that you begin to school them in the things of God early. Teach them how to pray. Teach them how to fellowship with God. Teach them how to read their Bible. Teach them how to draw closer to God. Because there is a time that is coming when your life will ultimately depend on these children. And when your life depends on the children, they will make decisions that are outside God concerning your life, because at that moment you're already weak and old and tired. So it's important that you learn how to draw your children closer to God. Make sure that they pray, make sure that they fellowship with God, make sure that they study the Bible. Let them know that there is a spirit in man, but the inspiration of the Almighty is what gives every one of us understanding. Let them know that they cannot do without God. There is a vacuum inside every human being that only God can fill. See, money cannot fill it, relationships cannot fill it, wealth cannot fill it, affluence cannot even fill it. Alright, having so many friends and relations and income cannot fill this gap. So only God can fill that gap, because everyone deserves a unique source of inspiration. And what better source of inspiration can we have apart from God? He is the one that sheds light in our minds, and when this light is shed in our minds, we receive special illumination that makes us to exhibit unique manifestation here on earth. So it's important that you teach your children how to relate with God, how to draw closer to God, because in the midst of fellowship, that is when they will be able to begin to invent fresh ideas, powerful ideas, ideas that have not been invented before. It is the Spirit of God in man that makes these things possible. So I'd like you to make sure as a parent that you get to teach your children how to love the Lord. Alright, number 2 thing every parent should teach their children is that every parent should teach their children hard work. Hard work is essential for survival in life. Seest thou a man who is diligent in his ways, he will stand before kings and not mean men. Teach your children that hard work does not kill. All this unnecessary pampering and baby that you are doing for your children, it will not help in the long run. They are growing. They should learn to accept responsibility. They should know that hard work does not kill. They should know that hard work is essential for them to survive in times like this. They should know that hard work has its own reward. When we were younger, my mother would always tell us that there's what we call dignity in labor. When you are able to do something for yourself, and then you look back and you say, oh, I was able to do this hard work, I was able to do this by myself. See, hard work does not kill. I have not heard of any person who they said, oh, this person died and they conducted an autopsy and then this person died because he or she was working too hard. Alright, let your children know that hard work, it does not kill. A lot of us say, oh, it's no longer time for hard work but smart work. See, even when you work smart, you have to work hard. Alright? So the fact that we are working, that we are doing smart work does not mean we should not do hard work. There needs to be a balance between it. So while you're doing hard work, please make sure that your hard work is a smart work. Alright? Because if you're doing only hard work, like people who are just weightlifting things, carrying things, and not going anywhere, not doing anything, that is just hard work. But there is need for you to blend your hard work with your smart work. So let your children know that there's nothing wrong in doing hard work, especially when it is very, very smart. Alright? So number 3 thing you have to teach your children as parents is that you have to teach your children how to be assertive. Teach your children how to be assertive. The ability to say no is a very great ability. The skill involved in saying no, and when you don't, when you mean no, and saying yes when you mean yes, is very, very important. Please don't allow your children to be pushed around by every wave of doctrine, to be pushed around by every idea that comes anywhere. They should be assertive. They should know what they want. They should exhibit confidence. Alright, they should know where to stand and where not to stand. They should know what they want out of life. See, it is important that they learn how to make quality decisions. If they do not know how to make good decisions in life, it will affect them. Teach your children that there are consequences to every decision anyone makes. If you make this decision, this is where it will take you. If you make that decision, this is where it will take you. There is a consequence for every action. I let my kids know that because you did this, this is going to happen. And you can't negotiate your way out of it. You can't babyface your way out of it, because I let them know that this is the consequence of the action you have taken. Don't keep shielding them. You can't shield them forever. A lot of parents try to cover their children from consequences, hide them from what they have done. You cannot do that forever. So it's important that you help your children by letting them know that there is a consequence for every action, and that it is important for them to be assertive. They should know that when they say a no, that the no has implications. When they say a yes, the yes has implications. Let them know that there is a consequence for being assertive or not being assertive. It is important because this will help them in the very long run. Alright, number 4 thing that every parent should teach their children is savings and investment. No matter how young they are, no matter how small they are, teach them how to save. Get a piggy bank at home. Let them know that money that uncles dash them, aunties dash them, money that's given them as gift, they can save it and eventually teach them how to use it to do something meaningful. They are never too young to learn investment. Just give them the piece they can take part time. It is important, very important, that you teach your children how to save and how to invest. Let them see you save. Let them see you save. And in the long run, let them see you invest the money. And then let them know that because you invested, this happened. The other day, my son was having a chat with me and he asked me, Mom, look at where we are staying around the church area. The roads have been cleared, the roads have been worked on. There is now a quota, very, very clean express road that leads us to the church now. He said, oh, I'm so happy about it. I said, be happier. Be happier for the person who saw the bush and went into it. We had here for the person who was able to see that a road was going to come here soon before the road came. It took us 5 years to be where we are before the road was worked on. The road used to be a very huge mess. But then we saw beyond the present, and that's what's called foresight. I told them, see, it is important that you know that you need that ability to be able to see what others are not seeing, to be able to see into the future, not necessarily with a prophetic gift, but ability to have foresight. That's what we mean by that. Not just having the prophetic gift, but ability to see into tomorrow, to see where things are happening, to see what is happening, where it is happening, and the potentials in a thing. It is important that you don't shut your eyes to potentials when you see. 2 men went to India some time ago, and then when these 2 men went to India, they were asked to go and check for business opportunities in India. Now these 2 men went, and one of them saw men and women naked, and he was so annoyed and frustrated. He just spent the rest of his time in the hotel room and then came back. And when he came back to the US, he said, oh no, I saw men and women who are naked walking around everywhere, people that cannot be helped, people who are so backward that we can't do anything for them. And the other man said, no, I saw men and women who are naked, who need clothes. I saw men and women who are walking barefoot, who need footwear. And these are business opportunities that we can introduce to them and make a meaning out of their life. So you see, 2 different people, 2 different perspectives. How you see, what you see matters a lot. So teach your children how to see opportunities, because it is opportunities, good opportunities, that will help them to invest properly. Alright, so these are very, very key things that you have to teach your children. The next point you have to teach your children, is teach them gratitude. Teach them to be grateful for the little things in life. Teach them to be grateful for the opportunities they find in life. Teach them that life does not come with a lot of privileges or golden spoons or silver spoons, but it is important that whichever spoon you are dealt with, you are grateful for it and you are willing to make something good out of it. A life that is filled with ingratitude is a life that will be filled with penury and confusion. See, it is important that you teach your children how to be grateful. Make them thank you for little things. Make them thank God for little things. Make them thank others for little things. They should not wait till something big is done for them before they can say thank you. They should say thank you even when somebody tells them a kind word, when somebody gives them a little compliment. You see, people who are ungrateful live a lot of miserable lives because they expect too much. They have this entitlement mentality, always expecting somebody to do something for them as if the whole world owes them. But unfortunately, the world does not owe them. Teach your children that nobody owes them. Teach your children that nobody is owing them a thing. They have to be grateful for opportunities. Be grateful for kind words. Be grateful for gifts given to them. You know, they have to learn the art of gratitude. It's something that flows from within and comes outside, alright? So it's an inside-out kind of operation. The art of gratitude. Teach your children to be grateful. Grateful for life, grateful for good air, grateful for health. These are minor things that people take for granted. A lot of people are sick, a lot of people are fighting for their lives. But at least the fact that you have life is something you should be grateful for. So teach your children gratitude, and that would really help a lot. Another story I would like to tell you about is the story of 2 young men. Their names are Les Brown and Wesley Brown. See, these 2 kids were adopted by a particular woman after the woman found these 2 children as babies abandoned in an uncompleted building. She took them and then nurtured them and then grew them. When she came to a particular time when these children have grown, and she looked at them and told them, see, I need to tell you the story of your birth. I really need to tell you your origin, how you came to be, because I can't just hide that truth from you. I'm actually not your biological mother. I brought you guys up, and when I saw you abandoned as kids, as infants in an uncompleted building, I took the both of you and I raised you as my own. I've given you love, I've given you everything that you need to become important and relevant in life. And they looked at the woman, and Wesley Brown said, oh, this world is so wicked. How is it that a woman gave birth to me and abandoned me and my brother? It must be that God hates me. It must be that my life does not have any meaning. So I was even abandoned. Even that from the beginning, my life had no meaning. He went out and became a drunk and kept drinking till this day. The second one said, oh God, thank you for the opportunity. an opportunity to be adopted by an excellent mother like you. Thank you because you do not allow us to suffer in the hands of our own original mothers, and you brought this woman our way. You see, this one had all the gratitude, but the other one did not have gratitude. So it's important that you teach your children gratitude. So you see that one was grateful and the other one was not grateful. So one ended up being a drunk, while the other one started becoming useful in life. He came to the point where he became a big consultant with a lot of firms. He was going out, he became a public speaker, very non-public speaker, and he was one who said that when life beats you down, please, when you fall, don't fall with your face down, fall with your back up, because as long as your face is still looking up to heaven and you can be grateful, then you can bounce back again. So this is the key to being grateful. So it's important, very, very important, that you teach your children gratitude. The next thing you need to teach your children is that you need to teach your children ethics and social skills. Teach your children ethics and social skills. Let your children know how to respect people, how to greet people, how to relate with people. Alright, social skills are so important in times like this. There are a lot of children who are so antisocial, they can't relate to people. When they come around, they are either crying or running to daddy and mommy. The world is not a bed of roses. In this world that we are in, people need to take responsibility. Let your children know how to greet people, how to stand to greet, how to look people in the eye when you greet, how to give a firm handshake, alright, how to eat and when not to eat, how to respond when somebody makes an offer, how to reject offers politely, not to reject offers in a very sarcastic way, and then that causes a lot of problem. Ethics is very, very important. They should learn how to eat in public, how to walk on the road, alright, how to relate with people, how to reach out to people, how to respond to people, how to show proper emotional intelligence when dealing with people. These are the things that your children need to learn. Everything is not mathematics and English and chemistry and biology. I know a lot of parents push their children to learn so much in school, but beyond those things they have learned in school, teach them ethics. Teach them how to respect themselves and how to respect others. Teach them how to be emotionally aware of themselves and how to be emotionally aware of other people's emotions. Alright, teach them how to stand, how to sit, how to walk on the road, how to greet dignitaries, how to greet their fellow common man. Alright, so these are the things that parents need to teach your children. When you go out eating in public, what to do and what not to do. When you get to a bus, if you see an elderly person standing, as a child, you stand up and let the elder person sit down. Not because the person paid a higher fare than you, but because you have ethics, you have respect. These are things that are so lacking in our world today. So much so that you even see when an elderly person will have to stand for a child to sit. Where does this happen? I know it happens in some parts of the world, but listen to me. These are things that will help your child to become a fully formed, fully fledged woman that is respectable, that has ethics. Alright? Teach your children not to jump street lights. When you are driving, when you see a street light, wait, don't jump the street light. When you jump the street light, what do you expect your own child to do? When you see when you see the rules on the road, maybe there is no U-turn here, and you fix your car and begin to jump bumps on the road just to make it to the next road because you think it's shorter. Your children are watching. Let them know that this is the right way to do things. Let them know that they should obey the law. Let them know that they should work in accordance to set down rules and regulations. They shouldn't be lawbreakers. Teach your children how to have all of these ethics and social skills because it will indeed help them. The next thing you need to teach your child is that you need to teach your child self-control and discipline. Teach your children self-control and discipline. A lot of times parents pamper their children to stupor. A lot of times parents give their children everything they want. You can't afford to give your child everything he wants. You can't afford to give your child everything she wants. Because in life, they don't get everything they want. Life does not give you what you deserve. Life gives you what you demand out of it. Life gives you what you work for. So it's important that you teach your children how to exercise self-control, how to control themselves when they are hungry, so they don't become Esau's walking about selling their birthright because of food. Hunger that lasts for just a period, hunger that will not last forever, and they sell off a birthright that they will never recover for a lifetime. They sell their body for money because they're in lack. You know, these are the things that start when they are small, because you give them every single thing they want. They get every single thing they want, and because of that they feel, oh, I must have what I want. I must have what I want. See, it is important that you teach your children self-control and discipline. Let them discipline their body. Sometimes your body wants something, but you have to give it what it needs, not what it wants. Many times your body wants sleep, but that body needs exercise. Many times your body wants all manner of junk and rubbish that you put in your mouth, but then what your body truly needs is quality food, healthy meal. So it's important that you learn how to teach your children these things. You have to live it first, because if you don't live that life, it will be difficult for you to teach what you don't live. You can only vomit what you have eaten. You cannot eat plantain and then begin to vomit indomie. The only way you can vomit indomie is if you are eating indomie. So live the life that you want your children to live. As a matter of fact, your lifestyle is the biggest message your children will ever hear. Your lifestyle is the biggest message, the biggest lesson your children will ever learn. So please, and I want to encourage you today, teach your children self-discipline, teach them self-control. Because when they're able to discipline themselves and exercise self-control, they will become strong men and women in the society tomorrow. The failure of Samson was that Samson wanted to have everything he desired. Samson did not know when to exercise self-control. He didn't know when to stop. He did not have power over himself. See, when you refuse to have power over you, other things will have power over you. If you refuse to stop some attitudes and habits, those attitudes and habits will eventually stop you in life. Teach your children that there are some things that they need to stop so that those things will not eventually stop them in life. Alright, so the next thing that parents need to teach their children is that they need to teach their children how to fix things by themselves. Teach your children how to fix things by themselves. You must not do everything for your kids. You don't help them fix that slippers all the time, fix that sandal all the time, fix that clothes all the time. Sometimes give them a thread and needle. Sometimes let them bend down and fix it. Wait for them, have the patience. Because if you keep doing stuff for them, they will keep waiting on nannies and house helps and chefs to help them do their life. They'll keep waiting on butlers to help them fix everything in their life. But see, I know you may have these things for comfort, but irrespective of that, teach your children how to wash their plates by themselves, how to wash their clothes by themselves, how to clean their rooms by themselves, how to fix their worn-out clothes, and how to fix their torn clothes by themselves. They should learn how to do some of these things by themselves. You can't do it for them forever. Sometimes let them do it. Let them have that experience. They might even fail at doing it. They might even make a lot of mistakes at doing it. But it is in those mistakes they make that they eventually learn. It is in those mistakes they make that they eventually perfect that act. The other day I gave my boys little activity and they were like, oh, this is girl stuff. You know, it's girls that have to sew clothes. I said, so if your bottom from your shirt falls to the ground, you have to start looking for a particular girl to do it. I said, in my house, there is no girl work. Of course, thank God, God did not even give me a biological daughter. So, and it's important that even you, who are my biological sons, will now learn how to do all of those things for yourself, because there is no girl anywhere that you're waiting for to come and fix you. You have a lot of uncultured men in the society, men who have no self-control, who have no ability to fix things, and then they grow up into matured men, and then they look for a lady whose life they will destroy. It is because they were not fixed properly. Now they are looking for a lady to fix them. And of course, the lady is not a fixer. The lady is a wife who came to be married. And then they end up fixing these men all the days of their lives, because they're already fully formed adults who already have ways and principles and patterns and habits of doing things already. So please, don't leave your sons for women to come and fix. Women fixing men has not been the right way for anything to be done. Alright? Teach your boys well. Teach your girls well. Don't wait for men to come and fix your daughters. Don't wait for women to come and fix your sons. Fix them now that you can. Because there's a time that is coming when you're already done training them. You can't do much about it, because whatever they have become, it's a product of what you worked on them. So please, please, please work on this. Teach them these few things, and I believe it will help them. Teach them how to do chores at home. If the floor is dirty, nobody should come and do it for them. If they should learn to do some of this stuff by themselves. Another thing you have to teach your child is that you have to teach your child a trade or a skill. You may not know one trade or one skill, but then take them to places where they can learn a trade or skill. Relevant trades. Don't take them to a place where they'll learn the skill of typewriting. Nobody uses typewriters anymore, alright? So take them to places where they will learn relevant skills, relevant trades. They can have a trade in computer graphics, they can have a trade in video editing, they can have a trade in tailoring, they can have a trade in sewing, they can have a trade in a skill in barbing. They should learn a trade. There is no trade that is a low trade. There is no trade that is a menial trade. Every trade is necessary. Give them opportunity. Expose them to opportunities where they're able to learn, have a trade or a skill. Beyond going to school, learn all the chemistry and biology and learn how to talk and speak well. Please, let them have one thing they can do with their hands. This will help them. Nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows how life is going to be. But you'll be surprised that a trade or a skill you expose the child to at the right time will make that child very significant, very relevant, and help the child to stand strong and be stable in life. So please expose your children to several trades, to several skills, anyone they can learn and get better. They should not be ashamed of work. Work should not make any child ashamed. Work is essential for survival in life. So please let them know that a trade or a skill, anyone they want to learn, whether a cooking skill, boys can cook equally, girls can cook. So whether it's a cooking skill, a cleaning skill, a hair making skill, a sewing skill, whatever it is, let them learn a skill. If it's a computer skill, coding skill, alright, manufacturing of websites and writing of codes, whatever it is that you know that if they do this, they'll be able to become very important and relevant in the future. Please allow them to start doing it, and they should start learning it early, because the earlier they learn it, it will help them. It could be also a musical skill, alright? They could learn how to play music instruments or learn how to sing. So whatever it is, make sure that your children have some other thing to do. As we are talking about adults having multiple streams of income, children should also have multiple skills. They should be multi-talented, because at their fresh age and at a young age, they have very fresh minds that can take in a lot of things, a lot of trade, a lot of skill, a lot of ideas, and a lot of learnings. They can learn so much because they are still young. Alright? The final thing I want to share with you today that you need to teach your children is that you need to teach them how to keep their words. Teach your children how to keep their words. They need to be pillars of truth and integrity. Teach your children the truth. Don't be a parent and then, because the landlord is knocking on your door, somebody you are owing is knocking on the door, you send your children out, tell them, go and tell that person I'm not around. You are teaching them how to lie. And tomorrow when they lie to you, how will they feel? How good will you feel about it? And say, oh, you've learned how to lie. You taught them how to lie. So even if you're owing the person, or it's your landlord knocking at the door, you don't have money to pay, please find ways to go and settle that. Don't send your children to tell them that you are not around. Meanwhile, you are around. So teach your children how to keep their words. If they make a promise, they should keep that promise. If you're a parent and you promise your children vanilla ice cream, please go ahead, get the vanilla ice cream, no matter what it costs you, because you said it. Learn to keep your words. When you keep your words, your children will eventually learn from you. When they see you keeping your words, they want to know how to keep their own words. When they see you keeping your words, they want to fashion their own life after you. Teach your children that it is important to keep your words. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Make sure that you let your children know that it is important for when you say a thing, you see it through. If you make a promise, you have to go through with it. If you say, I'm going to be there, you do everything in your power to be there. So it's important that we teach our children how to abide by our words, how to live a life of integrity. Integrity is who you are when no one is looking. Integrity is who you are behind closed doors. Teach your children that whether you are on the pulpit or in the pew, that you are who you are. Let them know that integrity is important. Let them know that living a right life, a good life, living in accordance to the right standards of living, that it is very essential. Don't cut corners. Don't teach them how to cut corners. Live a life that is full of principles, and teach them to live that kind of life full of principles. If they say they're going to fix a game, they should fix it. If they say they're going to come to a place, they should come to that place. If they say they won't make it, they should not make it, because they are trying to do what? To keep to their words. These are the few thoughts I felt I should share with you, especially parents, on what they must teach their children. In case you're there and wondering, what can I teach my children? What can I teach my children? These are the few things I think if you teach your children, it will make a whole lot of meaning in their life. So please go ahead and teach your children these values. And when you teach them these things, they will grow in it and they will not depart from it. They will become exceptional and they will make you very, very proud. Remember that discipline is not child abuse. When you are disciplining a child, you are not abusing the child, especially when you are disciplining the child accurately and you're not doing it to cause injury or harm to that child. Because a child you refuse to discipline today is a child you will hire a lawyer to break free from prison. A child you refuse to discipline today is a child you will hire a lawyer to intervene for the child to be out of prison. So please, instead of looking for a lawyer to hire for your children or your children's behalf tomorrow, please teach them the right thing. And when you do that, their life will become very exceptional and very, very interesting. Thank you so much for listening to us once again today on Checkpoint. We are so glad you did. Well, we thank you for all your likes, your comments, your shares. Keep sharing the videos and keep doing all that you can to make sure the message goes farther. And until we meet again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of men and on the sands of time. Cheers.